because I believe that there's some things that needs to be said that haven't been said, and I intend to have a great deal to say at his funeral.
Yes.
Let me just say before I wrap up, if Elijah Obed were an Englishman or a Jamaican, he would have been knighted by Her Majesty the
Yes.
Queen. That is how prominent his accomplishment is. But he has been pushed aside by those. I mean, I have
Pushed
not
aside,
even heard,
ostracized.
I have not heard anything from the minister.
Yes, vilified, yes.
Some acknowledgement should have come from, some condolences should have come from the highest office in the land.
None
No
came.
question
Nothing
about it.
so far, nothing.
We are
from the
talking
Ministry
about
of
an
Sports.
individual sport.
No.
Michael Thompson is a world champion, but he's a part of a team. I can go and play basketball and tell the coach, I'm tired. Take me out, put in someone else. But when you're in that fourth grade cycle, you are all alone by yourself.
All by yourself.
What Elijah's done is above what Tommy Robinson has done, above what Sudirwit Norris has done. And I see the politicians are tripping over themselves, still giving recognition to Sudirwit Norris. They're still giving recognition to Tommy Robinson.
Yes.
They have done other recognition for
Andre Rogers, all of them.
and politicians need to be need to be so petty and narrow-minded. It has been 43 years since Elijah won that world title. Come on, man.
Listen,
After this race.
gentlemen, Pat,
Yes.
Pat, you know what? You speak very, very keenly, as you said at the service. You do that. But I thank you for being able to get in
And
this
thank you
afternoon
too.
and
And I
call
want
in.
to thank Wellington and Vincent for the job that they're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you,
very
Pat.
much, Pat. Thanks for calling in. Gentlemen, we couldn't get into many areas we wanted to get into.
Yes.
But that's okay. Condolences to the boxing community, of course, to the family of Elijah Obed, what's his name they call him? Brayman.
Brayman, yes.
Brayman, of course. Certainly condolences to you and Frankie as well.
Yes.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. You wanted to say something really quickly?
Britain, give
2 seconds.
give Henry Cooper, make him a knight because he fought Muhammad.
He fought Muhammad
because
Ali.
He fought Muhammad Ali down.
Yes. That's all he did.
Knighted
Never
him for
was a
that.
world champion.
Never.
Guys, we're gonna end the show. Thank you so much, Wellington Miller, and I should know that, right?
Yes.
And Vincent Strong.
Absolutely.
Thank you both so much.
Thank
Stay
you very
exactly
much.
where you are. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, the business community weighing in on the waiver for customs duties on clothing and shoes outlined in the national budget. A number of cabinet ministers speaking out about those changes made to several portfolios this week. And Alive celebrates its second-year anniversary in grand style yesterday.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
The hike in value-added tax is put on hold temporarily for some businesses. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. It's day 3 of the increase in value-added tax to 12%, but we are learning that for some businesses, the rate of 7.5% remains. Today, the Deputy Prime Minister clarified the situation. The Honorable Peter Turnquist said the initial rollout on July 1st went relatively well, but noted that there are a few kinks in the system.
Speaking, the value-added tax came into effect on July 1. So far, the experience seems to have been going smoothly. Some hiccups, as would be expected with any change, but by and large, we're fairly pleased. We're working out some issues with customs. I'm learning that there are maybe some confusion with respect to the tariffs, and we're working that out to make sure that everybody's on the same page in respect to that, and hopefully all of that will be solved within the next day or two.
The Minister of Finance also revealed that some sectors have been granted more time to adjust to the new VAT rate.
We recognize that some industries is a little more complicated than for others. There are others that have more long-term implications, and those we have given some consideration to. The tourism sector, the insurance sector, contractors who have longer-term contracts. And we're making some adjustments with respect to them to accommodate those particular issues. But so far, so good in terms of the transition.
Members of the public and the business community are weighing in on the waiver of customs duties and on clothing and shoes in this year's budget. This is one of the concessions, along with the increase in travel exemptions to $500 per person, granted in the budget to counteract the increase in value-added tax. Cleopatra Murphy spoke with several persons to get their views.
Waiver on customs duties for clothing and shoes in the 2018-2019 budget for importers and retailers that will extend to small or large businesses licensed to sell clothes and shoes. Already manager at Fashion Hall, Denise Higgins, says although the additional savings will not materialize for a while, that establishment will be passing savings on to consumers.
As they say, effective August the 1st, we will be able to have lower prices and pass on all 100% of the savings onto the customers.
It is a move by government that clothes lover and professed online shopper Stelisa Monroe says she appreciates.
I feel like it'll cause more Bahamians and persons, citizens of the Bahamas would spend more money here and keep it here, because shopping online is awesome, but when having to pay the shipping prices and also the custom duty is what caused it to go up more. So the government did a great job by doing that. So hopefully the merchants here who don't have to pay the duty on it will then be as trustworthy and have integrity of the government of the Bahamas to follow the regulations and the laws.
Janessa Claire, also an avid shopper, says she is looking forward to the savings and believes others will appreciate it because not everyone can travel to shop.
This dress was marked up like for X amount of dollars. Now that the markdown is going to be more affordable, we can buy 2 or 3 for that same price right here at home.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
2 cabinet ministers are looking forward to serving in their new roles following recent cabinet changes. On Monday, 4 cabinet ministers received new positions, which becomes effective on Wednesday. Minister of Agriculture Renwood Wells and Minister of Transport and Local Government Frankie Campbell have new ministerial roles. Wells will become the new Minister of Transport and Campbell will become the new Minister of Social Services. Wells says the move was quick and he is already making new plans for the Ministry of Transport and Local Government.
I think you would have seen that all of us, the 4 of us, would have been moved, and we were moved very quickly. I think that speaks to the kind of management that we would have all done in our ministries, that we didn't need to clean up anything, that we could simply just move. It speaks to the capacity of the ministers in the government of the Free National Movement, that we have been doing the kind of job that the Bahamian people would have expected of us. There's something that has been near and dear to me, and it is a way to help generate really revenue for the country in terms of in Australia and other countries that have vast oceans, so to speak. They have what is called like a mooring system where every boat ties up to a mooring, and people pay to be able to do that. We've not done that in the Bahamas. It's a source of great revenue for the country, and I'm going to be looking as to how we can get a mooring authority or to set up moorings in the Family Islands.
While Wells says he will meet with Campbell about plans that are in place for the Ministry of Transport and what can be done, Campbell says some of the ministry's projects will continue.
I have a special place in my heart for road safety. That will never be a project that is finished. That will be continuous. I've developed a love for the maritime industry and the potential that I know it have for young Bahamians looking for a career. But that is a part of the government's vision. So that too, I know will continue. The ministry will continue to move forward with the plans to modernize the local government sector and to bring local government to New Providence.
The Progressive Liberal Party held a press conference this morning. Opposition leader Philip Davis is seeking clarification from Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance and the Acting Financial Secretary on the methods used to account for arrears for the 2017-2018 fiscal year and the 2016-2017 budget, and the $360 million that was foreshadowed to be paid over a 3-year period.
We need and want a list of all the major invoices making up the $386 million that Peter Turnquist allegedly paid off in June 2017, just before the end of the 2016-2017 fiscal year. He said they were all old PLP bills, and that the PLP government was spending money like a drunken sailor. That assertion I wish to put to a test. We're also seeking a breakdown of how the $2.3 billion borrowed to date was spent. A detailed explanation from the Financial Secretary is valuable and in the public interest.
Davis is also requesting the status and clarification on the handling of the Revenue Enhancement Unit within the Ministry of Finance.
You know, the finance minister said that the REU was floundering, and also said that it was perhaps too expensive to maintain. But the labor minister said in Senate it was illegal for the government to contract the services of private law firms to collect diverse sums of uncollected tax dollars on behalf of the government. Well, the labor minister promised to regularize the process and the structure. But what we need to know is how and when this will take place.
Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Anthony Newbold, confirming to reporters on Tuesday during his weekly cabinet meeting that contracts for school repairs are already underway throughout this country.
Some of them started several weeks ago. Ministry of Education has a capital budget of $5.5 million. So you can see some major upgrades, some of which are underway. Holmes's Rock in Grand Bahama, the Eva Hilton, C.H. Reeves here, Los Sound in Andros, and in San Salvador.
The government has earmarked $5 million for the Over-the-Hill redevelopment project as part of the 2017-2018 budget. The redevelopment of the Southern Recreation Grounds is a part of that initiative. Press Secretary Newbold also updated the media on the bidding process.
There's a tender that's been placed for the redevelopment of the Southern Recreation Grounds, which will be a major part of the initiative. Those bids will be open on the 24th of this month. And of course, the redevelopment of the parks and work on the standpipes over the hill, that work is continuing.
And still to come, the Member of Parliament for Exuma talks about the aftermath of that recent boating tragedy. That story and more when First at 6 comes right back.
Together, we laugh more, we discover more, we dream more. Together, we connect more, we cheer more. Grab life by the bundle and fuel your passion for your favorite things. Enhance your entertainment experience with Flow Evo, internet and home phone in one simple package. The hotter the bundle, the more you get. Grab life by the bundle with BTC.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanchon to his prom.
KFC got the big meal, freshly handmade every day for real. Now that's a big deal.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Area Member of Parliament for Exuma and Ragged Island and Deputy Leader of the Progressive Liberal Party, Chester Cooper, says the mood on the ground in Exuma is somber following last week's boating accident off Barataria, which left an American woman dead and at least 10 others injured. Cooper expressed concern about how the situation is being looked at internationally.
It's important that we all speak with one voice with respect to how we manage the international aspect of the tragedy itself. This will be a temporary moment of reflection to improve our game, recognizing that accidents do happen. People will travel again. People will recognize that truly we are upping our game in Exuma consistently to provide the type of experience for our visitors and guests, and of course the buoyancy of the economy for the residents of Exuma as well.
Police on Andros discovered a field containing some 600 marijuana plants in the area of the Bahamas Agriculture Research Community Center in North Andros. That discovery was made on Monday after police acted on a tip. No arrests have been made, however, an investigation is underway. Meanwhile, back here in the capital, police are investigating an armed robbery in Gamble Heights off Blue Hill Road that occurred during the early morning hours. Police say a man had just arrived at his residence shortly after 3 a.m. when he was approached by an armed man who robbed him of cash before getting into his gray 2001 Chevy truck and speeding off. That matter is being investigated. And Alive is celebrating 2 years, its 2-year anniversary. Our Kelsey Johnson was there and has the details in this report.
As their customer base increases throughout the country, CEO of Alive, Damian Blackburn, outlined plans to improve network coverage moving from LTE to 4.5G, which will reportedly be the fastest speed in the Caribbean.
We've done so much. We've got over 110,000 customers. Last week we turned our last island network on Ragged Island. We've gone to every single island in the Bahamas, and it's incredible. But really, tonight we're celebrating the last 2 years, which has passed in the flash of an eye, but also informing everybody about the next few years. We're really big on innovation here in Alive, and you saw from what we're doing with Street View, with Google, the Alive Discover app. We're really moving forward, and we're delivering on all the promises we made to the Bahamian public. And I'd like to thank the Bahamian public for trusting us so much with their cell phone service. Thank you very much.
While celebrating 2 years of cellular services in the Bahamas on Monday, the company also released the new mobile apps, all designed to boost their customers' experiences and make it user-friendly. These latest innovations now places the 2-year-old company on the cutting edge of technology.
We discovered something called Insta360. It is a camera developed by Google. What we've done is we've been able to do street mapping, real-time 360 resolution of, we've done it in Bimini, we've done it in Eleuthera, we've done Exuma, we have done Long Island, we have done Cat Island. We're now getting ready to go to San Salvador. We're getting ready to do Andros. We're going to do Megawana, Cricket Island, Auckland. We're going to do every island that has Bahamians on it. So what will happen is that now, when you log into Google, you can say, hey, I'm going to visit Cat Island. And you'll be able to see Mount Alvernia.
Keeping with their motto, believe in best, and delivering on the promises made to their customers, the company continues to expand.
So our focus at this time, from a networking perspective, is to enhance our network, improve the capacity, and improve on the resiliency in the network. So we're going to maintain our network to make sure that our customers have the best user experience possible.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
Stay close. Sports is up next with Jonathan Benson. You're watching First at 6, your news leader.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Food. It is as essential as air is to breathe and water is to drink. Food is life. But where does our food come from? The Bahamas has more than 2,000 farmers, but it's hardly enough to keep up with our growing population. Or is it? We traveled the nation to find out the answers to the questions everyone is asking. Can we feed ourselves?
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. In a keenly contested gold medal match at the CC Can Water Polo Championships, our under-16 boys having to settle for second place to Puerto Rico in the match of the tournament. The final score there only 8-7. Meantime, our swimmers continuing to make a splash. Nigel Forbes setting a new meet record and winning the 11-12 boys 50 breaststroke. He then came back for silver in the 100 free, with teammate Marvin Johnson getting the bronze. A lot of other gold medals for Team 242 as well. In the 50 breaststroke, Victoria Russell taking the 15-17 girls title. Tyler Russell triumphed in the 15-17 boys division. Kiero Stubbs came out on top in the 13-14 boys, with Errol Thompson finishing third. In the 13-14 boys 100 free, Lamar Taylor struck gold for the second time in as many nights. Luke Kennedy Thompson getting silver in the 200 IM. Jamila Hepburn also silver in the 13-14 girls 50 breast, with teammate Zelia Elizabeth Thompson right behind in third. Our women's national volleyball team coming up short of winning a medal at the Kazova Championships in Suriname. Barbados did not win a set in the preliminary round, but when it counted the most, the Bajans were up to the task. They won the bronze medal match in 5 hard-fought sets, 25-23, 21-25, 25-19, 24-26, and 16-14. Melinda Bastian led the Bahamas in the loss with 14 kills and 6 digs. Our men's senior national basketball team ending their FIBA America's first-round qualifiers with a big win last night. They held off the Dominican Republic 83-82 in a game which they never trailed. Team Bahamas led 18-14 after 1, 36-32 at the half, and 61-56 after 3. Travis Munnings and Buddy Heel each finishing with 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals. Michael Carey Jr. following with 15 points and 7 assists. Shaquille Clare adding 11 points and 6 boards, while Kadeem Colby posted 10 points. From the WNBA, John Quell Jones and the 9-7 Connecticut Sun, they travel to face the 12-5 LA Sparks tonight. The Sun beat the Sparks at home earlier in the season, 102-94. The Atlantis Basketball League playoffs underway. Last night, the Banqueting Bombers and Water Park Warriors played a winner-take-all game 3. This one all about the Bombers. They got a big game from Michael Furley-Bain to put away the Warriors 41-27, and they now move on to the next round against the Water Park Predators. From the minor league baseball diamond last night, Chavez Young went 2 for 5. He stole his 19th base of the season in Lansing's 4-0 shutout over Western Michigan. Rashad Monroe 2 for 4, 2 runs in Billings' 6-5 loss to Missoula. Anthony Seymour 1 for 4 as Jupiter was nipped by Florida 3-2. Meantime, in the Gulf Coast League, Chavez Fernandez 2 innings of relief work out of the bullpen. He struck out 2, gave up 2 hits. His ERA on the season a stingy 0.00. The Tigers defeated the Yankees 8-5. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are,
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
there's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
We are their mentor. And when we live long enough to see them succeed, then we know that we have done a great thing. Because that's what we're here for.
Once we get to the kids and we can get Jesus in their heart, then if only we affect one child, that child goes to school in the neighborhood where they might have at least 30 children in the class. And time they spread that good joy, that would be tremendous.
Working with the guidance counselors, for instance, and working with teachers and ensuring that the programs are put into the schools in preparation for the national event of independence. Because we were going to things new, we were going into new waters.
Yeah.
Of course, everything had to be new. There was a new constitution, of course, and there was then there had to be the new flag, the new national anthem, everything was new. So therefore, that was a great task for education.
Independent Bahamas, 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 independent
In regional news, political leader of the Grenada's opposition National Democratic Congress, Nazem Burke, resigned as head of the party on Sunday and made way for Deputy Leader Joseph Andal, who will now take over as interim leader after a unanimous resolution was passed by the party's General Council. And in other regional news, after a leaked document that surfaced online over the weekend from the Ministry of Housing and Land signed by the minister responsible, Johnson Drigo, was challenged as fake news, another document has now been provided that reinforces the accuracy of the disputed letter. The letter published on Sunday showed that opposition United Workers' Party President Senator Isaac Baptiste was awarded a sum of $11,000 by the Ministry of Housing and Lands for home repairs in the wake of Hurricane Maria. And that's regional news tonight.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, there's been no change in the tropics over the last 24 hours, and that's as a result of the strong upper-level winds and the Sahara dust, which continues to suppress development across the tropics. And on the home front, we have that mid to upper level trough still spinning to the north and east of us, but trailing out of that is that trough across the central Bahamas. It will oscillate north and south into the north and central Bahamas, triggering pockets of showers as it does so. But outside of our studios, partly sunny skies, temperature 87 degrees. The winds are out of the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Humidity 67%, barometric pressure 1,015.0 millibars. That's 29.97 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that's a look at the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't go anywhere. News from the north is up next.
Residents reacting to changes made at the cabinet level. The Grand Bahama Power Company shedding light on the VAT exemption. And a young woman with big dreams appealing for your help.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news, the reassignment of 4 cabinet ministers, the topic of debate in some quarters here on Grand Bahama. The Member of Parliament for Marcos City, Michael Pintard, is among those impacted by the changes. Tonight, Kimberly Mullings talks to a few vocal residents who give their views on the Prime Minister's decision.
At this point, I want to quote Shakespeare, much ado about nothing.
Local pastor Keith Russell says he simply doesn't understand what's going on or why.
I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference, the cabinet shuffle. I don't know what the reasons are. The Prime Minister offered some reasons yesterday on the news. I'm not sure I buy those reasons, but how's it going to make a difference in our governance? I don't know.
Roscoe Parker says he found out about the reappointments via WhatsApp on Monday and finds it interesting.
Even though it's early in this administration, it's a good thing to do. You don't, because sometimes people are serving in government and they get complacent. And what you do is try to move them around and let them know, hey, you're here to serve the people, and don't get set.
Both men remain curious about Minister Michael Pintard's new appointment to the Ministry of Agriculture and the incoming minister, Lanisha Roll.
I was surprised about the move of Michael Pintard, because I think personally he was doing a very good job in sports. You know, he's a young man, and look, he was moving forward. But then, like again, the Prime Minister took the view that it's time to move him from there and put him some places. I'm quite sure the individual who was taking over from him is going to do the same, probably an even better job. You know, that kind of. So it's hard to the person say he could do much better than Mike. You know, that kind of, because he's a fella can talk, and he not only talk, but he gets things done.
His training is in agriculture. I think he attended Tuskegee University, and he has experience in that area. So that may be a great move, actually.
Dexter Carter supports the shuffling of the cabinet and wishes the same thing would happen to other government agencies.
Even the police force, they did a shuffle in there also. You know, the whole government department, the police force, they all need a shuffle, man, you know, because It's just some people need to move around.
Parker and Carter are in full support of the Prime Minister's decision.
I'm hoping for the best, like most Bahamians, that these changes he's making so early in his administration is what it's going to do for the future of the country.
I think if they've been directed to those posts, I think they'll be able to handle it, because I think the Prime Minister, he knows what he's doing.
One resident found the shuffling of the 4 ministers necessary.
It would give these cabinet ministers who have no real experience in other areas a chance to learn how government functions in other areas. And at this time, being that they are young, this is necessary to get that kind of experience under their belt so that they can implement better policies.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's been 3 days since the new value-added tax rate was implemented, and residents are still trying to come to terms with the change. But while many have been focusing on the VAT increase, there are some benefits as well. In this report, our Italia Hall speaks with the officials at the Grand Bahama Power Company, who shares some of those benefits and who is eligible to receive them.
The 2017-2018 budget also provided some benefits for power company customers across the country. Effective August 1st, customers on Grand Bahama with electricity bills that are $200 or less will not have to pay value-added tax. Financial controller at the Grand Bahama Power Company, Lurleen Ma, says their system has been updated and they are now in the process of testing it.
We have been in constant communication with the Ministries of Finance and the Minister of Grand Bahama, and we feel that we are compliant with everything that they are requesting. So effective August 1, all bills that go out to customers will have the new tax rate of 12%, which is going to be showing the July's consumption. So as of July's bills, it'll still be 7.5%, which is June's consumption.
Customer Service Manager Dominic Pinder says there are not much changes, but customers can expect to see a 4.5% VAT increase on the August 1st bill. She says as it relates to the VAT exemption, persons must be aware that this applies to residential customers only.
You don't have to come in to apply. You don't have to go down to the VAT office. Our system is ready to calculate the customers that are $200 and under, and you will automatically be exempt from the VAT 12% charge. On average, 75% of our residential customers are actually at $200 or less.
Now, the financial controller says since 2016, the power rates here at Grand Bahama Power Company have not changed, and there are things that residents can do to save on their power bills this summer.
Our fuel charge has been 10 cents from 2016 onward, and that's because of the fuel hedging plan that we've implemented at Grand Bahama Power Company. So customers will not see an increase in rates during the summer. The only reason that their bills may increase is because their consumption increased, but the all-in rate will remain the same until 2021.
They can change their fluorescent light bulbs to the LED light bulbs. They can monitor their water use, their water heater usage, and turn down the temperature to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. They can unplug all of their appliances that are not in use.
Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
Switching gears now, celebrations in honor of the country's 45th anniversary of independence moving to the east last night, where an ecumenical service was held at St. Cleveland Baptist Church in Freetown. Sabrina Brown reports.
We know that this is a nation that God is indeed Lord. Come on, we know indeed that we are a blessed nation.
Residents in East Grand Bahama joining in the celebrations as the country marks 45 years as an independent nation. Pastor of Harvest Temple Baptist Church in 8 Mile Rock, Reverend Rodney Forbes, delivering the sermon, said despite the economic state of this island, Bahamians must continue to trust God.
In spite of the challenge, when you know that God has spoken to your spirit and said to you that I am your exceeding great reward, you're not going to worry about what the economy looks like. You're not going to worry about what the situation looks like. And yes, I know we need the economic power, but what I'm trying to say to the people in East Grand Bahama, that if you are going to have faith in God, then nothing shall stop you from celebrating.
Deputy Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquist, noted that the Bahamas was able to achieve independence through a united people working together for one common goal. He said, as we move forward, we must get back to the common touch.
We need to go back to that shared sacrifice that our forefathers engaged in, where we looked out for one another and we recognized that we wanted better for our country, better for our children than what we had. And if we focus on that, then the sacrifices we make today are minuscule in comparison to what we can be as a people. And so today I want us to just reflect on all we've accomplished as a young nation.
Administrator for East Grand Bahama, Gay Bow, reflecting on the contributions of great community leaders, admonished residents to do their part to continue to build this nation.
Let us remember that once we have a vision for this community or a passion to improve this community, we can step out in faith and with God's help accomplish all things.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, tomorrow night, the Independence Committee will host a gospel concert at St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church in Hunters. A fire truck erupting in a massive blaze this morning on the Grand Bahama Highway. ZNS News has learned that the fire truck owned by Vopak Bahamas Limited, formerly Borco, was being taken on a test run when the fire erupted in the back of the truck. The fire truck was extensively damaged. The cause of the blaze is now under investigation. In news from the crime beat, a Nassau man pleading guilty today to 13 counts of housebreaking and stealing. 51-year-old Dave Stanford Coakley appearing before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on 6 counts of housebreaking and stealing from a dwelling house. Now, he pleaded guilty to all counts and was sentenced to 5 years behind bars. Coakley also appearing before Magistrate Regan Johnson, this time on 7 counts of housebreaking and stealing from a shop. He pleaded guilty to all counts and he was sentenced to 5 years behind bars. You are watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
Union Jack being lowered and the flag of the Bahamas going up. It was a moment that it gives you a certain sense of pride, you know, being a fellow Caribbean country.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
It's time to come on down. Now to the plant nursery at Dolly Madison. They're loaded with indoor and outdoor plants, fruit trees, landscaping plants, flowering plants, herbs, and more at the plant nursery at Dolly Madison. And if you need advice, the friendly, courteous staff at Dolly Madison is there to assist. And don't forget to pick up your soil, fertilizers, and other accessories. Don't wait. Come on down. Now.
That is here. Reduce that power bill today with solar systems and lights. Solar Up Bahamas, giving you free power throughout the Bahamas.
Do you suffer from payment stress? Always worried about when you'll have time to pay your Grand Bahama power bill? Well, rest easy and get rid of payment stress forever, because paying your power bill has never been easier with Grand Bahama Power. You can conveniently pay your bill at any Cash and Go or Sun Cash's Western Union locations, our drive-through window, or our customer service center. You can also pay your bill 24/7 through our new payment kiosk, located right in front of our downtown headquarters. And if you're thinking that's not enough, there's more. You can pay your bill online through our e-billing system and with our updated website and quick pay system. You can pay right from your phone in minutes. So choose from any of our payment options and kiss your payment stress goodbye.
Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Now to our Generation Y report. This week, our Italia Hall speaks to a well-rounded young lady whose passion is in the performing arts.
Ballet, point, jazz, Dunham, tap.
Hannah O'Connell's story is a bit different. She's dedicated to her schoolwork, can play musical instruments, receive top awards in the National Arts Festival. She wants to become a pediatrician someday, but she's also a dancer. She says her love for dance all began at the age of 4, and it became a hobby and now a deep passion. She says she knows that a lot of persons do not view dance as a sport, but it is.
If you really get to know it and you actually try it out, even for just a week, of a point of a ballet, you really see that it's not just, oh, flu, just gonna go on stage and do that. You really have to put work into it. You can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna get some point shoes and then I'm just gonna go. No, you really have to put practice and time and dedication, and you can't just slack off into those.
Hannah says she puts a lot of time and effort into her craft each week.
It's like a way of speaking, it's like a way of talking, but you talk through the movements, through the music. So when you are dancing, you make eye contact and you forget everything else and you just dance. And it's really like a way of communicating with your audience.
Recently, a dance recital was held by her dance school, the Bahamas Dance Theater, where she received a number of awards.
The 2018 President's Choice Award, 4 Dancers of the Year, and a next medal that comes along with the President's Choice.
And for other aspiring dancers, Hannah says you must follow your dreams.
Even just try to persuade your parents to let you do it, because it's not a sport or a thing where you really slack off. Really, you really are accomplishing something.
Tonight, a young woman with big dreams is appealing for help. She's asking for the support of the wider community as she prepares for major surgery as a result of a debilitating disease. Here's her story. Taniska McKenzie says she was only 15 years old when she accompanied a friend who was having signs of lupus to the doctor. Much to her surprise, when doctors took a look at her, they knew something was not right.
Being a doctor, he was very observant. So he started to ask me questions, and everything he asked me was just like, it was right on point. So I was like, well, how do you know these things? And he's like, hold on, give me a second. And he waited until his colleague, Dr. Archer, came out. And he started saying, well, Archer, this is a young lady at childbearing age. She has joint pains, rashes on her face, rashes on her skin. What does this sound like to you? And he just popped out and said lupus.
And that was the beginning of what seemed to be a never-ending battle as she was diagnosed with a discoid lupus, which primarily attacks the skin. Taniska says living with this disease as a high school student made it even more difficult. But after graduation, she experienced countless flares, and spending many nights in hospital, she made the decision to pursue a career in nursing.
In actuality, first I wanted to be a computer technician, but after a while, I felt that nursing was more me, because I was so caring for others, compassionate. So that's what I went on to be, gone to sign into College of the Bahamas, and started to take up classes to be a nurse.
Taniska says despite her illness, she was doing well in school until her final year in 2017. Her lupus took a turn for the worst.
I started having some pains, and I was trying to cope with it, thinking that it was basically just something that would subside. But I ended up going into the emergency room, into PMH, and they were saying, okay, then we'll keep you for 2 days, give you some medication, and then we would discharge you. That was the plan. But then they came back and they said that they needed to keep me for a few more days. Within those 3 days, I just plummeted. I went downhill.
After walking into Princess Margaret Hospital on that fateful day, she was wheeled out 6 months later, and she says she witnessed her classmates graduate. She calls it one of the hardest moments of her life.
This is your last year in school. You starting to feel good about things. So you're leaving the nursing school, you seeing the light, and then you end up in hospital, and then your colleagues, you see them doing what you want to do, and you see them moving forward.
Now in 2018, the disease has left her primarily wheelchair-bound, with several fingertips surgically removed, and as a 36-year-old woman in need of double hip replacement surgery. Taniska says her dream is to finish school, but she can't unless she has this surgery. She's appealing for help.
In Nassau, it's said to be somewhere around $30,000, but that's just the operation. That wouldn't be anesthesia, that wouldn't be room and board, that wouldn't be none of those things. In the States, it's somewhere around $60,000. Now, this just for one hip now. Operation is so evasive that they wouldn't, try to do two at one time.
If you can help Taniska, she has a GoFundMe account set up in her name, Taniska McKenzie, or you can deposit funds on First Caribbean at 201696263, or contact her at 559-2028. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Dave from Nassau asked, as a diabetic, am I at greater risk of cataracts? And if I do get cataracts, am I at a greater risk of complications from cataract surgery? Dave, this is a great question. Diabetes can lead to vision problems, including blurry vision, cataracts, glaucoma, and retinopathy. If you are diabetic or at risk of becoming diabetic, please ensure that you schedule an annual eye exam to protect your vision. A cataract is a clouding of the normally clear lens of your eye. As a cataract gets worse, it leads to foggy vision and eventual loss of sight in the affected eye. In the early stages, brighter lighting and eyeglasses can help you deal with it. But if impaired vision interferes with your usual activities, you might need cataract surgery. In most cases, surgery is a safe and straightforward procedure that replaces the clouded lens in the eye and results in restored vision. When you have diabetes, it increases the risk of complications with cataract surgery and the risk of subsequent limitation of vision following surgery. This is just one more reason for persons with diabetes to adopt healthy lifestyles that will help them to effectively manage the disease and prevent the development of complications like cataracts and other vision problems. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, a check on sports is up next.
Me, as a citizen of the Bahamas, for the things that we are allowed to do, that many of us here take for granted, being able to just being able to voice our opinion.
Be a part of the Down Home experience at Southfest on Saturday, July 7th from 3 p.m. until at St. Vincent de Paul School Grounds in Hunters.
Tired of the endless bank fees and long lines? The Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union is the solution to making your money work for you by providing you with free financial counseling, higher interest on savings plans, and lower interest rates on loans. Savings products such as Christmas and Vacation Club, fixed deposits, and annuity savings allow our members to prepare for today and tomorrow without all of the hassle. Join satisfied Bahamians who left their banking frustrations behind. Open an account with GBCCU 352-4139.
No ordinary meals are served here. It's all truly Bahamian favorites. At Miss Nat's, we're serving breakfast and lunch specials daily, like Miss Nat's famous pea soup and dough, group of fingers, cracked lobster, cock and chicken, fried, barbecued, hot and spicy wings. Try them all at Miss Nat's. Fantastic food, great service, new location.
You can win big with Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal. Not only will you get 2 delicious medium one-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks, and juicy wings, and a refreshing 2-liter Coke, you get to enter to win a fabulous 7-day Caribbean cruise for 2 with Gateway Travel on Carnival Cruise Lines.
Mom and Dad can use it, and we got money.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal can make you a winner. Other prizes also available. Win big.
Topping sports, the YMCA has played a big role in the development of sports over the years, and now it's time for the annual summer camp. Italia Hall has the details.
Children are leaping into action at this year's summer camp. Soccer, archery, and swimming, amongst other sporting activities, are some of what could be seen. The program director for the YMCA, Shakitha Henfield, says that children today spend most of their time on iPads, cell phones, computers, or by watching television. And while some of those devices can be used for educational purposes, it decreases social development skills. Henfield says camps such as these enhance those skills and keeps children active during the summer break.
The kids get to go in the pool every day, twice a day. They go in for more of a learn to swim structured in the morning, and then in the afternoons they do what we call fun swim. So they get to have a little bit of fun at the end of the day. We have soccer, we have tennis, we have arts and crafts, and we also leave some room in there for the counselors to come up with creative things for them to do, or for them to choose activities that they would like to do.
9 and 10-year-old Kenria and Joshua Williams are both participants in this year's camp, and they say for them it's the best part of the summer.
My favorite part is archery because I get to shoot the arrow and it reminds me of Merida off of Brave.
My favorite sport is swimming because that's the only time I get to go inside the water, like for the summer.
Now the camp will run for 6 weeks for boys and girls ages 3 to 14. Italia Hall, ZNS Total Sports.
Also in sports this evening, the Bahamas Professional Golf Tournament played on the Royal Blue in New Providence. In the Pro Division, D. Harris shot an even par, 72 for the title. Greg Maycock second on shot, back at 73. Richard Davis was +2 and third at 74. In the Amateur Division, Aaron Butler shot a 2 over par, 74 for the win. Peter McIntosh posted a 4 over 76, and P. Namason third also with a 76. Now in the Pro AM, the team of Granito, Flint, Gorospe, and Granito finished with a net score of 58. That's a net 14 under par. Andrews, Auberg, Miller, and Pratt net 12 under par with at least 60. And that's your quick check on sports.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
The Bahamas is celebrating 45 years of independence. Under the theme, Celebrate Bahamas, we've come this far by faith. The All Abaco Independence Committee presents the official launch July 6th at 7 p.m. at the Sandy Point Ballpark. The Ecumenical Church Service July 8th at 3 p.m. at Full Gospel Assembly in Treasure Key. The Flag Raising and Cultural Extravaganza July 9th at 8 p.m. at the VAIC Park in Marsh Harbor. Entertainment includes the Royal Bahamas Police Force Marching and Pop Band, the New Entry Band, the Saxman, fruits, junkanoo, and fireworks. Abaco, get ready to celebrate 45 years of independence.
Did you know, effective July 1st, VAT increased from 7.5% to 12%? However, this will not be reflected on your GB Power bills until August 1st. VAT exemptions are for customers whose electricity bills are $200 or less. Did you know, on average, 75% of GB Power Company's customers' bills are $200 or less? Visit our website for more information.
Influenza or the flu can be serious, causing hospitalization and sometimes death. One of the best ways to prevent acquiring the flu is to get your annual flu shot. Flu shots are available free of charge at all community clinics. The following high-risk persons are encouraged to get their annual flu shots: children 6 months and older, pregnant women, adults over the age of 50, persons with asthma, diabetes, hypertension, or a weakened immune system resulting from cancer and/or HIV, persons in nursing homes, and healthcare providers. Additional information regarding the flu shot can be provided by your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Wishing a happy birthday to my beautiful sister, Gloria Ann Colley, hoping that you and Mr. David have a great one this evening. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Why the 12% VAT hike is on hold for some businesses for now. The Prime Minister arrives in Jamaica for talks. Hear the concerns of CARICOM, from climate change to a Caribbean single market. And cabinet ministers respond to their new portfolios. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The hike in value-added tax is put on hold temporarily for some businesses. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishel Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping the news tonight, it's day 3 of the increase in value-added tax to 12%, but we're learning that for some businesses, the rate of 7.5% remains. Today, the Deputy Prime Minister clarified the situation, also explaining that the rollout on July 1st went relatively well, although there were some kinks.
Generally speaking, the value-added tax came into effect on July 1. So far, the experience seems to have been going smoothly. Some hiccups, as would be expected with any change, but by and large, we're fairly pleased. We're working out some issues with customs. I'm learning that there are maybe some confusion with respect to the tariffs, and we're working that out to make sure that everybody's on the same page in respect to that, and hopefully all of that will be solved within the next day or two.
Now, the Minister of Finance also revealed that some sectors have been granted more time to adjust to the VAT rate.
We recognize for some industries it's a little more complicated than for others. There are others that have more long-term implications, and those we have given some consideration to. The tourism sector, the insurance sector, contractors who have longer-term contracts. And we're making some adjustments with respect to them to accommodate those particular issues. But so far, so good in terms of the transition.
Well, members of the public and business community are weighing in on the waiver of customs duties on clothing and shoes in this year's budget. This is one of the concessions, along with the increase in personal travel exemptions to $500 per person granted in the budget to counter the increase in VAT. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
Government announced a waiver on customs duties for clothing and shoes in the 2018-2019 budget for importers and retailers that will extend to small or large businesses licensed to sell clothes and shoes. Already manager at Fashion Hall, Denise Higgins, says although the additional savings will not materialize for a while, that establishment will be passing savings on to consumers.
Effective August the 1st, we will be able to have lower prices and pass on all 100% of the savings onto the customers.
It is a move by government that clothes lover and professed online shopper Stelisa Monroe says she appreciates.
I feel like it'll cause more Bahamians and persons, citizens of the Bahamas would spend more money here and keep it here, because shopping online is awesome, but when having to pay the shipping prices and also the custom duty is what caused it to go up more. So the government did a great job by doing that. So hopefully the merchants here who don't have to pay the duty on it will then be as trustworthy and have integrity of the government of the Bahamas to follow the regulations and the laws.
Janesta Clare, also an avid shopper, says she is looking forward to the savings and believes others will appreciate it because not everyone can travel to shop.
This dress was marked up like for X amount of dollars. Now that the markdown is going to be more affordable, we can buy 2 or 3 for that same price right here at home.
At least one business owner who did not want to speak on camera was skeptical because businesses have to apply for the waiver, and he says the increase in VAT to 12%, along with other fees business owners foot, would make savings minimal. However, co-owner of Raina's Boutique and Accessories, Indira Adderley, was able to speak as a business owner and a customer.
Being a person who shop abroad and order online, usually to bring these things in can be so costly, and with the VAT increase, it can be very tedious on the customer. So definitely we look forward to definitely giving our customers the best price for their money.
During his budget contribution, the Deputy Prime Minister, Peter Turnquest, said procedures would be put in place to ensure customers actually benefit from the duty reduction on clothes and shoes. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis is in Montego Bay, Jamaica tonight for CARICOM talks. Issues ranging from climate change to the Caribbean single market and economy are featured on the agenda of the 39th meeting. Our Altaviz Munnings is there.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis arrived here in Montego Bay, Jamaica earlier this afternoon, sometime after 2 o'clock to be exact. He is accompanied by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, the Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, as well as the Parliamentary Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister for Information and Communication, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe. Now this evening, the Prime Minister will be hosting Bahamian students who live here in Jamaica. You can see them behind me. The reception will be at the White Witch Golf Club. Now, the preparations for the Bahamas' attendance here at the annual CARICOM Heads of Government meeting has been quite busy. And joining me now is the Honorary Consul for the Bahamas here in Jamaica, Alveda Knight. And Ms. Knight, I know you've been busy since we got here. You've been on your phone all day. So tell me about the preparations you've been making to ensure that the Prime Minister and his delegation have a smooth representation at this week's CARICOM Heads of Government meeting.
Well, the event actually starts tomorrow, but as you know, the preparation starts a couple weeks, months, and indeed in advance. So what we've ended up doing here for the Prime Minister, accommodations, make accreditation, ensuring that the transportation is all met and needed, and whatever other needs that he would like to have facilitated while we're here, one of which is this reception with the students who unfortunately, because so many of them have left to go home for the summer, we only have a few from Northern Caribbean as well as the University of the West Indies. But the gist of the preparations is ensuring that our representation here is proper, our representation is without any hitches, as well as the fact that our representation here is indeed cognizant of the fact that we are a great country and we want to make sure that our CARICOM needs are met.
Now, I know you've been working close with Jamaica's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. What specifically do they need from the Bahamas to make sure that everything's smooth?
Well, definitely we need all our accreditation to be done properly. We need to ensure that all our, for example, bringing in a firearm, that requires a specific type of... the firearm licensing, we need to ensure that the needs for that are met. We also have to ensure that our for our end, for CARICOM, that all of the bilateral agreements we want to have discussed are tabled, and the information is shared with the various entities we wish to have those discussions with, and as well as any other ministers or any other governments who would like to facilitate any meetings with us. This is a means by which they can communicate, and this is an arm we used to have those communications intact, so that we have to make sure everything is structured, everything in place to get those things, and there's so many things needed accomplished.
Thank you so much, Ms. Knight. That was the Honorary Consul for the Bahamas here in Jamaica, Alveda Knight. And like I mentioned earlier, the Prime Minister is hosting a reception for Bahamian students here at the Witch White Club in Montego Bay. Joining me now is one of those students. He's a resident of New Providence, and he actually told me that he knows of me very well. First of all, give us your name and what are you studying here in Jamaica?
My name is Brandon DeVoe, and I'm a third-year medical student.
How's it been living here in Jamaica and studying?
It's been better than I expected. Nice experience, different from home, but still has that island feel to it.
Are you excited to attend this reception tonight hosted by the Prime Minister?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Just be able to talk about some stuff I heard about and just wanted to get maybe some stuff off my chest and then hear some feedback from him.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck, thanks. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Tomorrow is the official start of the annual, it's actually the 39th CARICOM Heads of the Government meeting. It will be held at the Montego Bay Convention Center. We will have full coverage for you of tomorrow's opening ceremony, as well as other activities the Prime Minister will be conducting here in Montego Bay. Reporting from the White Witch Golf Club in Montego Bay, Jamaica, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
2 cabinet ministers say they're confident that their service to their ministries has contributed to the Prime Minister's decision to reassign them. Minister of Transport and Local Government Frankie Campbell and Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Renwood Wells welcome the adjustment and their new ministerial portfolios, which take effect tomorrow. DeAndre Williamson spoke to the ministers with more.
Frankie Campbell was continuously aware that he served at the pleasure of the Prime Minister and that the Prime Minister could wake up any morning and make such a decision. So Frankie Campbell behaved like the 5 wise virgins, kept his lamp trim.
Minister of Transport and Local Government Frankie Campbell welcomes Cabinet's move to reassign several cabinet ministers, and he is ready to serve as the new Minister of Social Services.
Governments are continuous. Ministers are agents of the government to drive the government's policy. And I would have done that to what I believe is the best of my ability in the Ministry of Transport. It is my prayer that I will take the same zeal and the same pride to the Ministry of Social Services.
Also welcoming the move is Minister of Agriculture Renwood Wells, who will become the new Minister of Transport and Local Government.
We were moved very quickly. I think that speaks to the kind of management that we would have all done in our ministries, that we didn't need to clean up anything, that we could simply just move. It speaks to the capacity of the ministers in the government of the Free National Movement, that we have been doing the kind of job that the Bahamian people would have expected of us.
Renwood Wells is already making plans for his new ministry that he hopes will contribute to the economy. His plans include a mooring project.
It's a source of great revenue for the country, and I'm going to be looking as to how we can get a mooring authority or to set up moorings in the Family Islands. And those moorings, I'm looking to see how those moorings can help assist the funding of local government.
On Monday, Cabinet announced the ministerial changes, which also includes the Minister of Social Services, Lanisha Roll. Roll was reassigned to the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and Pintar to the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. While Wells says he will meet with Campbell about plans that are in place for the Ministry of Transport and what can be done, Campbell assured that some of the ministry's projects will continue.
I've developed a love for the maritime industry and the potential that I know it have for young Bahamians looking for a career. But that is a part of the government's vision. So that too, I know will continue. The ministry will continue to move forward with the plans to modernize the local government sector and to bring local government to New Providence.
For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Anthony Newbold, has given an update on school repairs. He told reporters today during his weekly press briefing that repairs are already underway nationwide.
Several weeks ago, Ministry of Education has a capital budget of $5.5 million. So you can see some major upgrades, some of which are underway. Holmes's Rock in Grand Bahama, the Eva Hilton, C.H. Reeves here, Los Sound and Andres, and in San Salvador.
Meantime, the government has earmarked $5 million for the Over-the-Hill redevelopment project as part of the 2018-2019 budget. The redevelopment of the Southern Recreation Grounds is part of that initiative. Mr. Newbold gave this update on the bidding process.
It's a tender that's been placed for the redevelopment of the Southern Recreation Grounds, which will be a major part of the initiative. Those bids will be open on the 24th of this month. And of course, the redevelopment of the parks and work on the standpipes over the hill, that work is continuing.
Opposition leader Philip Brave Davis is seeking clarification from Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Peter Turnquest and the acting financial secretary on the methodology used to account for arrears for the 2017-2018 fiscal year and the previous year. Specifically, the $360 million which was foreshadowed to be paid over a 3-year period.
We need and want a list of all the major invoices making up the $386 million that Peter Turnquest allegedly paid off in June 2017, just before the end of the 2016-2017 fiscal year. He said they were all old PLP bills, and that the PLP government was spending money like a drunken sailor. That assertion I wish to put to a test. We're also seeking a breakdown of how the $2.3 billion borrowed to date was spent. A detailed explanation from the Financial Secretary is valuable and in the public interest.
Mr. Davis is also requesting the status and clarification on the handling of the Revenue Enhancement Unit within the Ministry of Finance.
You know, the finance minister said that the REU was floundering and also said that it was perhaps too expensive to maintain. But the labor minister said in Senate it was illegal for the government to contract the services of private law firms to collect diverse sums of uncollected tax dollars on behalf of the government. Well, the labor minister promised to regularize the process and the structure. But what we need to know is how and when this will take place.
Well, still ahead tonight, the new NIB director speaks exclusively with ZNS News on her future plans.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
Here comes the lucky guy who won a date with Fanshawn to his prom.
KFC got the big meal, freshly handmade every day for real.
Made fresh every day?
What I say, what you take? KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a real big deal. KFC got the big deal meal. Hey, it's a
now that's a big deal.
Hey, it's a real big deal. Hey, it's a real big deal.
Color is very important to the world that we live in, and it is such a big part of our Bahamian culture. At the Paint Place, we are inspired by color, because color brings life to all that we see. Can you imagine seeing the Abaco parrot in black and white? Or a gray flamingo? Even though the Bahamas is separated by water, we can all appreciate and celebrate our love for color. Take advantage of our independent sale going on now at The Paint Place. The Paint Place, when you want to paint it right the first time.
We start with yes, but when life takes unexpected turns,
you can still say yes to more. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card gives you points with every purchase that you can use to travel anywhere. Fly on any airline, anywhere, and anytime, with no blackout dates. Plus, with just 20,000 Scotia points, you can say yes to destinations. With Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard credit card, it's easier to say yes to everything. Apply today.
The quickest way to double your money is to fold it in half and put it back in your pocket. Or you could head to Super Value and Quality Supermarkets for great savings like Hunt's Barbecue Sauces, 18-ounce size 2 for $3. Center Cut Pork Roast and Chops, $1.99 per pound. Hunt's Ketchup, 35-ounce bottle, $1.89. Value Time Towels, 1 roll, 99 cents. Red Seedless Grapes, $2.99 per pound. Carolina Pride Turkey Breast, 8-ounce, $3.69. Save more at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Officials from Bahamas First are responding to a complaint made by one of their clients on the pre-VAT charges received days before the 12% VAT hike. LaDawn Davis has been following the story and has details in this report.
I would like for them to try and rectify this problem, at least give the customers some sort of notification.
Tamika Hanna is just one of many Bahamas First policyholders that have complained publicly about being charged a 12% VAT increase before the implementation date on Sunday, July 1st. After making her car insurance payment before her renewal date, which comes into effect July 3rd, an irate Hanna came to our ZNS studios to share her story.
I have receipts that reflect on the different payment. I was given a total payment in my email for renewal of $304.19, which would have a VAT of $21.24. But when I paid a difference of $317.24, which would have a 12% VAT increase of $33.99. And that brought a concern to me as a customer, not even being aware, no notice given. And just as I sat at the desk, you now informing me that the VAT has increased. It's not even July as yet.
Now ZNS News caught up with CEO of Bahamas First, Patrick Ward, to get some clarity on the issue.
Her policy became due in July. And as a result of that, because the type of policy that she had was one that would have attracted the higher 12% rate, she was appropriately charged a 12% VAT rate. And I think what's also important for us to put out there and for people to understand is that the base premium did not change. It's really just the VAT component. And we have an obligation to charge the higher VAT because her policy came due during the VAT period.
And while the 12% VAT increase has only been in effect for 3 days, the company's CEO says the industry would have preferred more time to make the adjustments to transition and avoid issues like Hannah's.
And it's simply a result of the reality that in many cases we send our renewal notices about 6 to 8 weeks in advance. And so there are any number of clients that are going to be receiving renewal notices that would have had the old VAT rate applicable. Or in some cases, if it's a homeowner's policy, it will have VAT which is no longer going to be charged on those policies. And so that's bound to create some confusion in the mind of the buying public, and we would have preferred to have a longer transitional period.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Police over in the Berry Islands are investigating the apparent drowning of an adult female on Tuesday, July 3rd today. According to reports, just after 1 p.m., a male who was a passenger on a cruise ship was discovered unresponsive, floating in waters off Great Stirrup Key. He was removed from the water and CPR was rendered. He was transported to the local clinic on the Berry Islands, where he was later pronounced dead. Member of Parliament for Exuma and Ragged Island and a deputy leader of the Progressive Liberal Party, Chester Cooper, says the mood on the ground in Exuma is somber following last week's boating accident off Barry Tarry, which left an American visitor dead and at least 10 others injured. Cooper expressed concern about the international perception, though he is also expressing optimism about the Exuma economy.
It's important that we all speak with one voice. With respect to how we manage the international aspect of the tragedy itself. This will be a temporary moment of reflection, to improve our game, recognizing that accidents do happen. People will travel again. People will recognize that truly we are upping our game in Exuma consistently to provide the type of experience for our visitors and guests, and of course the buoyancy of the economy for the residents of Exuma as well.
In other news, 40 Haitian nationals were apprehended off the island of Eleuthera by the HMBS Madeira under the command of Senior Lieutenant William Stirrup this morning. The conventional sailing vessel was apprehended 20 miles south of Bannerman Town, South Eleuthera. The migrants are currently on their way to the capital, where they'll be turned over to immigration officials for further processing. More than 200 migrants have been apprehended by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force so far this year. The latest apprehension by the Defense Force was on March 28th, when 90 migrants were apprehended near Eleuthera by the crew of the HMBS Cascarilla. Well, she's been on the job for just a few hours, and today the new NIB director talked about her new role and plans to take the government agency to a new level. Here's LaDawn Davis.
On Monday, Dr. Nicola Virgil-Roll assumed the post as the new director of the National Insurance Board, and today she told ZNS News that her transition has been a smooth one.
It's been a period of just really learning and understanding the work here, looking and learning about the various departments of the National Insurance Board. I've been meeting all the staff and really getting an understanding of what they do here. And really just talking with my executives so that I get a better feel of what needs to be done and their aspirations for the board.
Prior to her new position, Roll was the director of the Economic Development Planning Unit and the Over the Hill Community Restoration Project at the Office of the Prime Minister. She also spearheaded the country's National Development Plan Project 2040. Virgil-Roll replaced former NIB Director Patricia Hermans, who tendered her resignation on June 15th. Virgil-Roll revealed plans to make NIB more customer-friendly.
We're working with the executive on, first of all, coming up with a very actionable strategic plan for the board. We're looking at making sure that we are financially sustainable as well. And looking also at staff matters, and also the important matter of customer service as well. We want to make sure that we deliver on the elements that we have to do with our customers and our contributors to the fund, to make sure that they receive value and to make sure that we provide excellent customer service.
The new NIB director says the announcement of the top post did not come as a surprise to her, as she believes she was being observed to fill the position for quite some time. However, she says she is excited to bring her expertise and wealth and financial services to NIB.
Very excited about the opportunity. I'm very honored to have been selected to serve here. And I look at it as a great experience and a wonderful journey that we're going to have here with my team members here.
And even though Dr. Roll is the new director of the National Insurance Board, she told us that her ties with the Over the Hill Community Project will continue. LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Well, Alive is 2 years old. Our Kelsey Johnson reports on their celebrations and plans for the future.
Customer base increases throughout the country. CEO of Alive, Damian Blackburn, outlined plans to improve network coverage, moving from LTE to 4.5G, which will reportedly be the fastest speed in the Caribbean.
We've done so much. We've got over 110,000 customers. Last week we turned our last island network on Ragged Island. We've gone to every single island in the Bahamas, and it's incredible. But really, tonight was celebrating the last 2 years, which has passed in the flash of an eye, but also informing everybody about the next few years. We're really big on innovation here in Alive, and you saw from what we're doing with Street View, with Google, the Alive Discover app. we're really moving forward and we're delivering on all the promises we made to the Bahamian public. And I'd like to thank the Bahamian public for trusting us so much with their cell phone service. Thank you very much.
While celebrating 2 years of cellular services in the Bahamas on Monday, the company also released the new mobile apps, all designed to boost their customers' experiences and make it user-friendly. These latest innovations now places the 2-year-old company on the cutting edge of technology.
We discovered something called Insta360. It is a camera developed by Google. What we've done is we've been able to do street mapping, real-time 360 resolution of, we've done it in Bimini, we've done Eleuthera, we've done Exuma, we have done Long Island, we have done Cat Island. We're now getting ready to go to San Salvador. We're getting ready to do Andros. We're going to do Megawana, Cricket Island, Auckland. We're going to do every island that has Bahamians on it. So what would happen is that now, when you log into Google, you can say, hey, I'm going to visit Cat Island. And you'll be able to see Mount Alvernia.
Keeping with their motto, believe in best, and delivering on the promises made to their customers, the company continues to expand.
So our focus at this time, from a networking perspective, is to enhance our network, improve the capacity, and improve on the resiliency in the network. So we're going to maintain our network to make sure that our customers have the best user experience possible.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly. The central bank has begun publishing quarterly calendars of initial public offering dates in an effort to better serve the domestic investor market. This is because the bank serves as issuing agent and registrar for Bahamas registered stock issued by the government. The BRS offering calendars will be on the bank's website on the first business day of each quarter, coinciding with the months of July, October, January, and April. In other business news, Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, officially opened the Information and Communications Technology Summer Program last week at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute in Grand Bahama. The minister said the program will give young Bahamians an opportunity for free education in an industry that is quickly expanding in Grand Bahama. Now, upon completion, Minister Thompson said that the students taking part would obtain international ICT certifications. And in international news, Fiat's U.S. sales are down 44% this year. The brand has sold just a third as many cars in 2018 as it did during the first 6 months of 2014, Fiat's recent high water mark. Americans bought far more Alfa Romeos than Fiats this year. As sales fell, Fiat Chrysler has pulled spending for its small car brand. The company made it clear that it wants to emphasize trucks and SUVs over sedans going forward. Fiat, Dodge, and Chrysler brands are collectively slated to receive just 25% of the company's investment spending. The lion's share will go to Ram and Jeep. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking anytime, anywhere. Open a fixed deposit or savings account with Fidelity by visiting a branch today. Get into the rhythm of saving with Fidelity. Fidelity, we're good for you.
What is a promise? A promise fulfilled can mean so much. A bond, a commitment, a vow. It's a yes in a world of maybes. We made a promise to you, and we delivered. Our super-fast LTE network is now on every island. And every day we invest in local communities and technology so we can deliver the best of everything to you. Our promise is our guarantee. And now we promise our best is yet to come. Alive. Believe in best.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanity zincs for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King. The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Bahamas Diamond Trivia Challenge. Question number 3. What is the third largest island in the Bahamas?
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan, and the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
The Home Gallery, formerly the Sleep Gallery. We're still the home of Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper Mattress, and so much more. We now carry an exquisite selection of fine linens, comforter, duvets, bath towels, rugs, and a wide assortment of home accessories. Everything you need to beautify your bed, bath, and home. You have to see it to believe it. The Home Gallery, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cable Beach Shopping Plaza, Westridge.
Also now open at Harbor Bay.
Welcome back. Well, have you gotten your Independence outfit together? Well, the day is almost here, and it usually comes with an unusual brand of fashion. Cleopatra Murphy takes a look at what one merchant is doing.
The independent spirit is alive and on full display at Suntea, and store officials are hoping to make it infectious as they hope to help get residents fashionably ready to celebrate the country's 45th independence on July 10th. Marketing manager Loretta Francis says not only does the store have the must-have tops for independence, but it is even providing customers an incentive to shop Suntea.
Starting today until next Monday, Suntea will be absorbing the full 12% VAT on all independence apparel. So that's something awesome that we would like to thank our customers for supporting us over the years. And this being Suntea's 35th anniversary, that's something we want to start today and end next Monday, which is Independence Eve.
The theme for this year's offerings is Sweet Island Life. Francis says the pineapple and other images familiar with the Bahamas feature prominently in t-shirt designs.
We were thinking, what's sweet? And we thought pineapple. And we thought, what's sweeter than the pineapple? And we thought, Sweet Island Life, because living in the Bahamas is oh so sweet. And so as relates to that, we have designs that feature our national bird, the flamingo. We have the parrot. We have a variety of things in different colors and with the national anthem and just a lot of the beauty of the Bahamas, the beach, and just a lot of beauty.
The store representative says everything is affordable and there is a t-shirt for all, men, women, boys, and girls, from the traditional independence colors to more flamboyant options.
Sizes, they start at kids, extra small, and they go up to adult 3XL. So for the kids, for the adults, everyone can find something here at Suntea this year. It's just been bustling, hustling and bustling. We've been actually selling off the shelves, the racks, and even the mannequins. We've actually had to take items off the mannequins. The demand has been very, very great.
Don't be caught without your independence attire. Francis says come and get your shirt before the one you want is gone. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Cleo. Well, stay tuned. There's more news to come. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
Mill Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little General's has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little General's. Little General's also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little General's today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sun Oil Bahamas.
Here's something you may not have known. When it comes to combo plans, BTC has the best rates in the region. Here's our Vice President of Mobile, Alphony Duncombe, to tell us all about it. Alphony, you are going to tell us a whole lot about the combo plans, the different combo plans that you have available here today. There's lots to be said.
So BTC, we pride ourselves as being the leaders. And so definitely our combo plans do just that because they're packed with so much value. So our plan that's for $349, for instance, has unlimited talk, unlimited text, and it also has 500 megs of data. One of the key things with BTC is that we provide something for everyone. So customers don't have to worry about, I need to have minutes set aside to talk, and then I may need minutes as well to say maybe contact my kids off to school in the United States, because the combo plan has everything in it for you. And our combo plans start as low as $3.49. And believe it or not, our plans are actually the lowest priced prepaid combo plans in the entire Caribbean region.
It's such an expansive list of features. I was going to say, I wonder who this is best suited for, but based on everything you said there, it's really best suited for everyone.
Yeah, and we're the only carrier in the Caribbean that has unlimited WhatsApp, rollover data, and the low price all packed in for one low price.
And as always, if you need any additional information, be sure to call our customer helpline, the number 225-5282. I'm Corvell Pyfrom, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
It's BTC every day.
All right, it's time now for a check of your weather. We check in with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. And Basil, I can already forecast what it was like around the islands today.
Well, absolutely. It certainly was a very, very warm day. And right now we're going to get a glimpse at what those temperatures are as we take a look at temperatures around the Family of Islands. And they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Grand Tulkey, as well Marshall, Abaco at 84. 85 degrees in the Berry Islands, 84 in Bimini, here in the capital, 84. 83 in Harbor Island, Eleuthera, Rocktown, 83, Otterstown, Cat Island, Stanley Key in Exuma Chain, Kemps Bay, St. Andrews, all at 83. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 84 degrees. 83 in San Salvador and Rum Key, in Georgetown, Exuma, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, and Ragged Island, all at 83 degrees. Matthewtown, Unagua, 84 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwestern Islands, light and variable winds with flat seas. Tide is going to be high at 11-19 tonight. For the Central Bahamas, a southeast flow at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. In the Southeast Bahamas, southeast winds as well. 12 to 18 knots will be the speeds. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet with a moderate chop. And as we take you into Wednesday in the Northwest and Central Islands, winds southeast to south at 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. low tide 5:49 in the morning, high tide at 11:57 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas, caution flags are up. The wind southeast 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. And on Thursday in the northwestern islands, wind southeast once again 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide 9:02 in the morning, low tide at 3:01 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, winds increasing further 15 to 20 knots out of the southeast, wave heights building 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Colon cancer is cancer of the large intestine or colon, the lower part of your digestive system. Rectal cancer is the cancer of the last several inches of the colon. Together, they're often referred to as colorectal cancers. Most cases of colon cancer begin as small, non-cancerous, benign clumps of cells called adenomatous polyps. Over time, some of these polyps become colon cancers. Polyps may be small and produce few, if any, symptoms. For this reason, doctors recommend regular screening tests to help prevent colon cancer by identifying polyps before they become colon cancer. Symptoms of colon cancer include a change in your bowel habits, including diarrhea or constipation, or a change in the consistency of your stool, rectal bleeding or blood in your stool, persistent abdominal discomfort such as cramps, gas, or pain, a feeling that your bowel doesn't empty completely, weakness or fatigue, unexplained weight loss. Talk to your doctor about when you should begin screening for colon cancer. Guidelines generally recommend colon cancer screenings begin at age 50. Your doctor may recommend more frequent or earlier screening if you have other risk factors, such as a family history of the disease. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Today is a day for fun.
Today is a day for family, so why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
Catch the Janae's annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Get up to 20% off all school items in stock. Yes, all school items. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts in a variety of colors, character towels, raincoats, and umbrellas. Get up to 75% off wedding and formal wear. Shop early and don't miss out on the Janae's Chesapeake Road big annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Beat the rush and save, save. Catch the Janae's annual sale now.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Sports has a new boss in the Bahamas. The Honorable Lanisha Rule replaces the Honorable Michael Pintard as Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. This is the first time in the country's history that a female will head this ministry. Minister Pintard will now have the responsibility of regattas, which falls under the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. On to the track now. Shawnee Miller-Weibo in Hungary yesterday contesting the women's 400 meters, and she would lower her own meet record, winning easily in 49.53 seconds. That eclipsed her old mark of 49.86 set last year, and it was just shy of her world-leading mark of 49.52. Still talking track and field, Lonnie Green, who built Purdue into a national powerhouse as a head coach over the last 6 seasons, will take over as Kentucky's track and field and cross-country coach. Green's tenure at Purdue was marked by some of the best seasons in program history, culminating in an 8th-place finish by the women's team at the NCAA Outdoor Championships last month. Now, under Green's leadership, the women's team also won the team title of the 2017 Big Ten Outdoor Championships for the first time since 1999, and they finished 14th at each of the last 2 NCAA Indoor Championships. Purdue's men's team, and they're just 2 years removed from a 2016 season in which the Boilermakers finished 15th at the outdoors. That's their best finish since 1972. They were also 13th at the indoors, which is the second best in school history. In a keenly contested gold medal match at the CC Can Water Polo Championships, our under-16 boys having to settle for second place to Puerto Rico. That was the match of the tournament, a final there of 8-7. Meantime, our swimmers, they continue to make a splash. Nigel Forbes, a new meet record, winning the 11-12 boys 50 breaststroke. He then came back for silver in the 100 free, with teammate Marvin Johnson getting the bronze. A lot of other gold medals for the 242 as well. In the 50 breaststroke, Victoria Russell taking the girls 15-17. Tyler Russell triumphing the boys 15-17. Kiero Stubbs coming out on top in the boys 13-14, with Errol Thompson finishing third there. In the 13-14 boys 100 free, Lamar Taylor, he struck gold for the second time in as many nights. Luke Kennedy Thompson getting silver in the 200 IM. Jamila Hepburn also silver in the 13-14 girls 50 breast, with teammate Zaylee Elizabeth Thompson finishing right behind in third. Our women's national volleyball team, they came up just short of winning a medal at the Kazova Championships in Suriname. Barbados, they didn't win a set in the preliminary round, but when it counted the most, the Bajans, they were up to the task. They took that bronze medal match last night in 5 hard-fought sets, 25-23, 21-25, 25-19, 24-26, and 16-14. Melinda Bastian leading the Bahamas in the loss, 14 kills and 6 digs. The 2-4-2 also picking up a number of individual awards. Brittany DeVoe, she won Best Blocker, Chandra Mackey the Best Digger, Rachel Knowles was the Best Opposite. Our men's senior national basketball team ending their FIBA America's first-round qualifiers with a big win last night. They held off the Dominican Republic 83-82 in a game which they never trailed. Buddy Hield and Travis Munnings, they both finished with 19 points for the Bahamas. Michael Carey Jr. also in double figures with 15.
We always get in predicaments like these, and we never really come through. And I've been preaching to the media back home that it's a new era. You know, Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton, me, Franco Miller, Travis Munnings, you know, all these guys, Shaq, Shaquille, Claire. It's a new era. Like, you know, we grew up together. We played younger, under 16 together, and now we're finally back together and trying to change this whole thing.
These games are different, you know. You look at me, NBA player, you know, it doesn't matter. These guys still can play, and you can't just come on the mindset that you can beat this team by yourself. You need to play with each other as a group, and you got to make the right play and make the right pass, and trust your teammates. And the more you trust your teammates out here, you know, play together, because, you know, Dominican, they've been together as a group. You know, the fans, you can tell they've been together for so long. So this is what we're trying to build with the Bahamas, trying to find the culture and establish that. And once we get that, once we add guys like Ayton and the younger guys that are coming up, and more guys, and we stick together as a family, I think we will be great. But mentally preparing for the game is fine. You know, just approach every game the same way. But this game was a must-win for us. We need to get this one.
The Atlantis Basketball League playoffs underway last night. The banqueting Bombers and the Water Park Warriors played a winner-take-all Game 3. This one all about the Bombers. They got a big game from Michael Furley-Bain to put away the Warriors 41-27, and they now move on to the next round against the Water Park Predators.
Game 2, the guys came out. They blitzed us with a few presses and traps, and some of my guys, I don't think they were ready for that. But I talked to them, settled them down, and had them prepared for Game 3. We just stick to the plan. We kept our composure. Most of them, they really rely on me. They followed my lead, and that came out to be the winning strategy. The next round is definitely tougher. We got a lot of guys that plays in the New Providence League on the next team. So we're looking for a good battle there. The team goes as far as I can carry them. I have the score. I have the score, the efficient rate, and create for the most of my guys, because most of them are really sport-up players. So I do most of the creating and defense. Help crash, help rebound, and we should be victorious.
The International Tennis Federation's Junkanoo Bowl continuing at the National Tennis Center with some of our top junior players holding their own against their counterparts from around the world. Dante Ambrister, Abigail Sims, and Kofi Bow all moving on in straight sets. The news not so good for Emma Weish, Gabrielle Sims, Sydney Kerr, Donisha Gibson, Perjay Major, and Kinsa Johnson. They were all eliminated. Continuing with tennis news, two Bahamians at the Houghton Boston F5 Future in Canada this week. Justin Lunn lost to American William Griffin 6-11-1 in the second round of singles qualifying. Griffin also beat Bahamian Justin Roberts in the first round of qualifying. A more competitive match there, 6-4, 4-6, and 6-1. Roberts will also be playing doubles this week with Jody Maginley from Antigua and Barbuda. 4 weeks complete in the Calic Summer Bowling League. The top male last night was Lee Davis of the Advocates, a 251 high game and a 643 game set. The ladies led by Janice Hoyt, also of the Advocates. She downed the pins for a 182 game and a 514 set. As for the team standings, the Rum Runners, they are at the top of the table. The Advocates are in second, and In Your Guts rounding out the top three. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
Diagnostic Center.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
a flat screen or a fishing excursion, a gas grill or a GoPro. Win these great gifts for your dad. Just buy Gillette razors and shave products and enter at Pritchard's for your chance to win.
Exuma. Go down to Freeport, go to Marijuana, go to Long Island, Andros, Inagua. Wake up early one morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry.
Pantene has a collection for every hair type. And now when you buy any 2 Pantene products, you can enter at Pritchard's to win up to $1,000 cash. Try Pantene for your chance to win.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we're now into the second month of the tropical cyclone season, and the tropics remain quiet, and that's as a result of the strong upper-level winds once again, and that Sahara dust, which is stretching all the way back to the eastern Caribbean. In our area, we have that cyclonic flow just to the north and east of us over the Atlantic, and there's a trailing trough right across the Bahamas. It is that trough that will be firing up pockets of showers and thunderstorms occasionally, particularly later on tonight here in the capital. We anticipate some heavy rains coming out of that system, and the forecast tonight calls for partly cloudy conditions with heavy showers and thunderstorms developing late tonight, low temperature getting down to 76 degrees. And tomorrow it's going to be partly sunny and hot with some lingering showers during the early part of the morning, but things should dry out quite nicely in the afternoon. High temperature tomorrow getting up to 89 degrees, and the extended weather forecast 90 on Thursday, and we're going to be in the upper 80s right through the cycle, taking us into the weekend, which looks pretty good, at least from this vantage point, and it looks as though we'll bring some more showers back in the forecast for the early part of next week. So a reasonably good week shaping up weather-wise.
Need those showers to cool things down.
Well, that's going to be the only issue, but that's going to be a long-term issue, at least until about October of this year.
All right, thanks, Baz. Well, that does it for us in the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, thanks so much for looking in. Have a good night.
Johnson. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
We're going to Neutral.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau. Refresh.